That's right back, Charlie. That's right.
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian, man. Come on.
There's always just that active red flag defending. I think it's like there's always just that active red flag defending. I think it's like there's always just that active red flag defending. I think it's like
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian, man. Come on.
Another day, another live stream. People deluded, I'm back again. Got Fabrice Muamba, man, the big boy himself, man. What you saying, man? You good?
I'm good, my guy. What you saying, my man?
I'm there, man. I'm there. The people wanted it, man. I can't lie. I was kind of shocked by the feedback, man. They, they're loving your comments around Nicolas Pepe, especially what you said around Thomas Partey and that. So he had to get you back again, man, and do this thing properly, man. Don't forget to subscribe to Fabrice's channel as well, man.
I'm here for you, man. I'm here for you, man.
Come on. So yeah, throughout this, obviously, as usual, like last time, I got a bag of questions to ask you. The fans have as well. I've asked them for some questions. I want to kick off things. Leicester, man. What's your thoughts on the Leicester game? Obviously, we won at the weekend.
Yeah, I mean, Arsenal needed to win that game. I think we get into the stage of the season where I'm not really interested to play pretty football. I just want to win the game. And you know that you just go in there, win the game, and we're out of it. There's no lingering around. There's no trying to look. No. The pretty side of it was really done at the beginning of the season, where everybody got convinced that Arsenal are the real deal. Now you've got two teams up north who are absolutely coming for Arsenal. So performance-wise, yes, it was there. Leicester was there for the beating. Arsenal went in there, they did a job, and packed their stuff and come back to London. That was it. But it was more of it was just a job that they needed to do, and they done it well.
You mentioned it there about it being the business end of the season. Obviously, with you being a former player, whether you're fighting for league titles, fighting to stay in the league, whatever, what is it like being in the dressing room where you know immediately the ramifications of winning, losing, and the knock-on effects of what other teams are doing and how that affects you?
Well, now like every game counts now. As people say, "Oh, I don't watch what other team does or what they're doing." You will keep an eye on them. You know that today, Everton and Arsenal, everybody will be watching that game. Pep will be watching that game. Ten Hag will be watching that game. He might not fully sit down for 90 minutes, but now and then he will keep an eye thinking, okay, what's the result?
Seeing what's
because
happening.
That will indicate a lot of stuff going to the weekend. It's a game in hand where you and I think Arsenal should win it. I think Arsenal are more than capable enough to win it, but it's just down to Arsenal. And then also, you don't let the occasion get the better of you. You play the game like a normal game, rather than you start to worry about, it's just about player being, they need to be composed and just embrace it.
What do you look at, as you mentioned, game in hands? Being a former player, what is it like knowing you've got a game in hand? Is it something does it make you a bit complacent? How is it like knowing you've got a game in hand? Because obviously it has to correlate to 3 points.
No, I mean, having game in hand doesn't make you complacent. It's almost like you have to get it right straight away, because you know that if we lose, there will be a team who's after us. Game in hand, yes, it gives you that cushion, but you also need to be aware that as long as we have enough points that can increase the gap between the second or the third team, that way, even if we lose that game in hand, we'll still have a better gap. So Arsenal going to this game with I think decent gap, but I would have preferred to be a bigger gap. Yes,
Amen.
if they win, if you win this game, they will increase the gap. But as we know, they still has to go to Liverpool. They still need to go to Newcastle. They still need to go to Anfield and Man City. So it's a kind of a game where, as I said earlier, you want Arsenal to take care of the business within the next 45 minutes of the game and put it to bed and think about the game on Saturday.
Do you think we need to get back to because earlier in the season, as you said, we was playing pretty football. We was killing teams. First 10, 15 minutes, we was killing them. As much as I feel Leicester, they didn't really put up a fight. We were good. We scored our goal. I think judging us to our previous high standards, we could obviously score a lot more goals. We could have made it a bit more cleaner. Do you feel we need to kind of do that today against Sean Dyche's men?
No, I mean, you and I know that not Burnley. Everton's not going to come to Emirates trying to go toe-to-toe to Arsenal. They're not going to do that. They're going to come back in. They're going to sit back and they're just going to wait and counter-attack Arsenal. That's what they're going to do. And one thing you and I know, Sean Dyche's team, they're very good at set pieces.
Yeah.
Arsenal need to match that. Regardless what anybody say, they have to have the energy where we can compete with them set pieces and also be very difficult to play against. And as I said, they're gonna be there, 1 man up front and 10 guys at the back, and say to Arsenal, come on and come break us apart. And if Arsenal, we have to move the ball quicker, they have to try to almost disrupt their tactic, because for Sean Dyche, a point at the Emirates, it's a massive.
Take that.
Of course you take that. Of course you take that any day of the week, and it's one of those things where. And also, you have to understand that the fan needs to be patient as well.
Yeah.
In a half time, if Arsenal go in a half time 0-0, you still need to be patient.
We could be hella frustrated in that regard. What do you mean by being? For those who might not know, what do you mean by being difficult to play against? It sounds obvious, but what would you say?
I mean, Sean Dyche is a very good coach in terms of organization. Everybody knows the role. There will be whoever's playing up front. There will be 1 man up front, probably 10 men behind. I'll be very surprised where it won't be an open game.
Yeah, I don't expect that
either. That's what I'm saying. So Arsenal will dominate possession, which you and I expected. Arsenal will have more balls in the final third of the pitch, but Arsenal need to make sure those balls come into turn to goals and be more like as I said, you got to make it difficult for Everton with the first 25 minutes of the game, so they know that they're in a very tough tough
long battle. Yeah.
Definitely, that's what you need to do.
So what would you say? Do you expect it to be almost the same game at Goodison Park, or do you expect it to be a different game?
No, I expect it to be a different game. I think with Goodison Park, because Goodison Park is such a small stadium, okay, and everybody's on top of you.
The fans are like they're on the pitch, sort of thing.
Exactly, but also that was one of his first game as a manager, so everybody almost like want him to do well. So you run extra and you doing all the nitty-gritty stuff to get the fan on board. But now you're playing away from home. It's a different type of pressure.
And they lost as well in the last game as well.
There you go.
And they're
So
fighting for their lives.
For them, they come in. They won't be that their side of the stadium won't be full up. But to travel because
it's a mad thing to travel really midweek.
Yeah,
work
that's a good 4 hours journey, 4.5 hours journey, all the way to London, and to get back up here, it's a tough one, So I feel like Arsenal will need to play on the front four from the moment they referee blow that whistle. You got to get after that ball.
You're right. Still, before we carry on with Everton, I wanted to ask you a couple questions in relation to Leicester. What did you make of Trossard and Jorginho's performances?
I mean, I'm a big fan of Trossard because he gives Arsenal something that Arsenal haven't had for a very long time. He's very tricky. It's almost like it's very deceiving. You don't think he's got it in him, but he's got it in him. Where it comes in, it chops you off. Think, oh, I didn't expect him. Especially the goal. That was, he took it.
A very good move, man. Phase of play.
Yeah. And that touch, it took out his feet and absolutely he knew exactly where the ball needed to be. So, Trossard is good, and you know what you're gonna get with Jorginho. He's not gonna give you. He's not gonna destroy. Give you with 55-yard passes. But Jorginho is there. He's gonna make sure you get it here. You move it from here.
Keep it ticking.
He's taking in the right box at the right time. He's at the right place at the right time. It's not Partey. He's not mobile enough as Partey. But you understand why Mikel went for him. why more Mikel saw in him. So I completely understand that the transfer him coming to Arsenal. He's always on the ball. He's always making things tick, and he also give Granit Xhaka that freedom to keep going forward again.
What do you make of him and Martinelli's role? Like they were interchanging and all of that sort of thing. It was a bit of a change from Eddie and Nketiah. Arteta spoke about the injury and the games that we have to play, and Eddie needs a bit of a rest. Did you prefer that? Would you actually keep them two in their positions, or would you bring Eddie back in against Everton?
I mean, with Eddie, it become very predictable to play against Eddie. Listen, he had a very, very good run of it. Eddie stepped up when Arsenal needed Eddie, and he did the job very well. But it's getting to the end where it's getting to a position where you feel like, I see why you have to get Jesus ASAP back on the pitch, because some of his running, you're thinking it become more of like, I don't have to do much. I know where Eddie is gonna be. There's not that kind of threat where when you have people like Jesus, you have to always be alert in terms of his position. So I definitely see why, he took him out of the fire. And then hopefully when the time is right, it'll bring you back in, Martinelli, yes, it was, Martinelli, we all knew him play as a center forward, but now he's playing on the left-hand side, right-hand side. But it's always great to have that kind of, I think you're going to have to play people out of position to get other people in the game.
That's very true. That's real. What do you mean by that to people who don't understand? Because I get it, and I'm sure majority.
Well, I mean, Martinelli started up front, but he's starting in the play on the left-hand side. As injured of Gabriel Jesus, okay, and Nketiah coming in. Nketiah has done well, but is blown out at the moment. So you play Martinelli in his original position, which is up front, which means you accommodate Trossard in the left-hand side of the pitch. Do you know what I mean? So everybody has a way of playing. Whereas you can always say you can bring out. I don't feel you want to risk taking out Saka out the team.
Yeah. We can't afford to. We ain't got no one else. Can't afford to.
But if you have other option, this is quote unquote other option like Man United, where you can take out what's his name? Marcus Weghorst up front and put Marcus in that position. It's very much of a, like, you understand the reason behind it because it's a different type of different type of striker. Marcus is more running behind the feet. This other guy is coming in and hold the
traditional sort of guy,
traditional striker. So I think that's probably what Arsenal will looking to invest next season. Where if you look at the other team, it's kind of like you need two different type of striker to get into the team.
So you would say we probably need a somewhat, not Giroud, but someone that could kind of do that Giroud stuff, a bit of a different profile in our squad for next season.
Oh yeah, very, very much so. Very, very much so. Listen, and I mean, the way to beat Arsenal, is playing long ball. That you and I know
long balls, transition, yeah.
The way to beat Arsenal against Man City tried to play it. Then no, forget it. Let's go long.
You're right. Still, Edison kept kicking it as far as he could.
He kept kicking it. The same thing. Everton's the same thing. It wasn't pretty football. It's like let's get it long and start from there. So
first and seconds and that, yeah.
First and second. So is it there's a way of how to deal with it, but you have to have people who want to do it. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I mean, in the summer, it will be interesting to see who they brings in. You would definitely want to see different body in a team and just to spice up the things.
I mean, that kind of ties into the big up what H has asked. He said, would Balogun be starting right now if he was in the squad? I would also add on that and say, what do you think it means for Eddie and Balogun? Because obviously Balogun's doing his thing. The jury's still out. Eddie's a rotation option. Jesus is clearly the number one. I agree with you, whether it's a different profile, a different striker. I think we need something else to help us tick over, because I think it's a bit unfair to Eddie and Nketiah in that you've done a job, but we do this thing where we kind of try and rely on players more than they and inevitably they kind of fall down. So what would you say would be the knock-on effects for Eddie and Nketiah and Balogun if a new striker does come in then?
Well, the knock-on effect is that they either want to leave Arsenal and move on, because the reason why people go, one of the main reasons you go on loan, right, to get experience as a player, okay? But on a club point of view, from the club point of view, the reason that you go on loan to see what the market value of you is like. So I know the lad that is in France right now, anything less than 15 million, we're not having that conversation.
Yeah, amen.
There's no,
We'd be
there's
ripping
no other way
ourselves
to look
off
at
if
it.
we was doing anything less. 100%.
So he's killing it in France. His market value is gone right up there right now. You could even say his market value is right past Eddie right now.
It is, because Eddie's he signed 100 bags a week. So if the clubs do want to sign him, it's going to cost a lot more. And he's a rotation.
When Eddie saw that paper, yeah, he must feel, boy,
I've cashed out, man. I've made it.
Brother,
Listen to Migos and that.
I'm looking, I'm thinking 100 bags for that. But anyway, that's another conversation for another day. Yeah, listen, I ain't gonna go like that today. So when you go alone, it give the club a market value. So now that everybody know in France, Balogun is the one that's killing it. He's up there with Messi, Neymar.
14, 15 goals in the league. He's doing his thing. He's doing his thing.
He's up there with the actually top 20 striker in Europe right now.
One of England's best performing strikers as well right now in terms of scoring.
There you go. So you either give him the opportunity to come back and play, or you know what? Listen, this is not our. I don't think you'll be able to fit into the way we play. We just have to cash on you and just move on. It's simple as that. It's as simple as that to look at it.
Keeping up with the strikers, I wanted to ask you as well, and I've been waiting to ask you all week. What have you made of Martinelli and Jesus' partnership and the absence of that? Do you feel Martinelli misses Jesus? Because some people say, you know what, since Jesus has been injured, Martinelli's had a bit of a wobble. I know he scored in his last 2 games, but it's not quite been the same. And kind of what you said, when Trossard was playing with Martinelli, for me, it looked like a new lease of life with Martinelli, really.
I mean, listen, you have to also understand, yeah? Martinelli is too young,
He's a young man. They're all young. So, that's what people forget in today's day and age.
We don't expect them to play 10 out of 10 every single week.
It's impossible.
So they will have a moment where their performance will probably blip, but they'll get back up again. So Martinelli, I think he has a better understanding with Gabriel Jesus.
The Brazil thing, yeah.
There's a lingo right there where he can pass the ball, but when he speaks in Brazil, man understand.
He knows what to do.
So no one can't catch that kind of move there. So I understand where he trying to obviously try to help Eddie, but I don't think that chemistry is not as naturally as it is with
not as there
as with Gabriel Jesus.
Do you think Eddie's limited in terms of his general play? Because I do think it has improved, but I do think at times it is a bit limited. Like you said, even with Trossard, even like you said with Jesus, and Martinelli, the Brazilian language. I also think there's a sort of, you played football. When guys are ballers and certain runs are being made, you do things without thinking. It's not that Eddie can't do it, but he can't really do it like them. And I don't want to get onto Eddie because I like the fact that my strikers are selfish, but at times I think he's a bit too selfish, and Jesus isn't quite that. That's probably one criticism of Jesus, why he hasn't got a strong goal scoring record, really.
I mean, with Eddie, Eddie's not a Marcus Rashford where you're gonna play it to him, he's gonna hold it, he's gonna dribble 3 or 4 people. He's not gonna run behind. He's trying to come to feet and link up the play. But when you get with Gabriel Jesus, this brother never stopped, bruv.
Never stops, man. He's on site.
This brother never stop. He's never stopped. He can come in and play. He can dribble. He can run behind.
He can work the channels. He's mad.
No defender in this world want to run the other way, bruv.
Amen.
I'm happy to play with you in front of me. I'm happy to do that, but when you start asking them kind of question back behind me, that's when I'm not.
It starts getting mad, didn't it? Yeah.
That's when you start to enter the territory where, brother, this is not what we discuss here. You know what I'm saying? So it's more of listen, every striker is different. And we know that.
Amen.
You and I know, Eddie has done more than everybody thought he could have done.
Yeah, he's excelled expectations since even last year. He's doing things above his pay grade, arguably.
I didn't expect this brother to pull out what he pulled out, especially the goal he scored against Man United. That turn here, you're thinking, oh, Eddie, I didn't know that you had that in your locker.
I didn't know you had that in your locker. Amen.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't know that if I open your locker, you had them kind of turn in you, but you did it. Kudos to you. However, since then, you and I said the performance hasn't really been up to the level. And I said, as you also highlight that, they're still a very young team. and they're still growing, they're still getting better. So, you know, as you said, even if he's there at Arsenal this time next year, he will be different.
I think with him, he's not happy because everyone wants to play, but I think he knows I've gone from being on the outskirts of things. I've got a little role for myself. I'm 100 bags. I'm an Arsenal player. Arteta
Is he really on that number a week?
Allegedly, he's on 100 bags. Whether that's the base salary or that's all the bonuses, but that's all the Athletic and all them people that reported it and said he's on 100 bags. And is it too unrealistic? You know, he's in his early 20s. He signed a 4 or 5 year deal. It kind of, I mean, Cedric's allegedly on 100 bags. So Eddie.
Who's Cedric?
Yeah, Cedric is on 100 bags. It come out again. He's reported on Cedric Suarez. He's gone to Fulham. Apparently, he's on 100 bags. The Athletic, them are reported on, said his contract is 100 bags. I couldn't believe it when I did a watch along for it and streamed it. I was thinking,
I need to check my doctor, see what I'm going because what?
It's a madness, man. Eddie done. Either Eddie got fleeced or he must have been hungover when he agreed these things. But allegedly, Cedric's lids on 100 bags. Still, it's crazy.
Wow.
And he's what? Is even our third choice right back at this point in time? You know, probably a handful of appearances for Arsenal. Who would you say is better out of Eddie and Balogun for you? I had to be the guy to ask, man.
Yeah, they're all right.
It sounded like you don't rate either one slightly. I can't lie.
I said I feel like last week I went too hard on it on the other midfield player. So I was like, no, well, let me just not go too hard.
Man, listen, in football, you gotta be honest, bro. You know this. It's not a hiding place. Say what you feel, bro. Like, though, it is what it is.
Bro, there's a reason why they're gonna loan in it. That's why.
If you had to bet money, would they be? Do you think they'll be here in 3 years?
Free.
Yeah. If you had to bet money,
you're giving them free. You give them free. You give them free.
I didn't say anything. I'm asking you, bro. Like,
you give them free.
I don't know, but I think.
You think if Edu got a call from Leon, he said we want Cedric. He said, listen, tell me what time. I'll get that flight ready. I'll send him there. ASAP. You talking about? Wow. If they're Arsenal next season, wow,
it's crazy.
Wow. This still doesn't make any sense. Like. You're giving these people a big contract, but I'm sure if you look in the academy or the 23, they've got a kid probably similar talent as them, but the kid is more hungry. And the only difference that the kid has the experience or the exposure as with those guys. Make your way out, which means if one of those two guys leave, which the salary will go down. You get another youngster coming in, okay? Give him a decent contract. Everybody's happy. You make money out of the old guys, and then you let the big guy to move on, make a space for other people coming in. But you give these people a big contract. It's crazy.
Do you think we need to improve at selling players? Because obviously, of recent, who have we sold for? We sold Joe Willett for decent money. It will be for decent money. Apart from that, we've just been cancelling contracts, really. And like you said, with our academy, you know it as well. Not everyone can make it at the club. For every Saka, there's going to be other dons. And I feel we need to get better fees. Like if we turn around and got 50 million for Balogun, who's played 10 times for Arsenal, he might even get better. But Bob's your uncle, really. You can't really say, no, that's a success story.
No, you can't. I mean, there's only one club in the Premier League that's make money. That's actually like, you know what? You might not like them. Man City, serious. When Man City sell players, it's clever. You're like, you know what? To sell Raheem, Zinchenko, and get them Haaland and have 50 million change on top of that.
It's mad, isn't it?
That is the sickest business, bro.
They probably Haaland basically, well, with their outgoings, they basically paid for Haaland's fee, really and truly.
That's like mad. That is very crazy. So club need to start thinking. Okay, I see what City doing. They're bringing in players, but they're also making money out of selling players. You know? Tottenham, they're great. There's not many clubs who does that. Southampton used to be the club where very good at recruiting young players and selling them for big money. But to the point where, like, right now, you sell, but you've not been able to recruit good enough anymore.
Yeah, there's no one there apart from that Lavia guy that was at City. No one's really like...
You know, and you've got...
Brighton are doing their thing, to be fair.
Brighton doing very well. Very well. You know, if you look at Brighton's squad, they got is it Brighton and Brentford? If you look at the squad,
Brentford as
yeah,
well, they do their thing as well.
there's about 150 million right there sitting, waiting to cash on people, waiting to say, you know what? There you go.
I don't
You
know
can
about
have this,
Ivan
this,
Toney
this.
now with the banning thing, but boy,
Uh,
I don't know. What do you
Peak for
make of
him,
that,
innit?
anyways, man?
I
About
speak for
Ivan
him,
Toney?
bruv. It's peak for him.
He
Peak,
went guilty, so boy.
No, you know what? Yeah, as a former player, at the beginning of the season, we always have this meeting with the FA coming in, explaining the rule and the regulation, what they expect from you. Okay, you are not allowed to bet on any competition that you're not allowed to bet any football competition on any division. That's a rule. Yeah. So when my man is doing this, you're thinking, my man think it's Jesus or somebody's can't touch him or what it is. Because
Why is he doing it though, man? Like,
does
no,
it? The question you have to ask: does he really need the money?
is he helping his brethren and they're making it too big? I don't know.
Because you have to. What you people don't understand, yeah. When you go to the bookie, yeah, you say odd. Say like I gave you an info, yeah. I said, you know what? Go to the bookie, put odd in that Man United they're gonna sign a new striker because I've seen that person in the training ground. Okay. So you went in and put a. Remember, yeah, this odd hasn't even come out yet. You go into the bookie telling them this type of information. The moment you walk into the bookie, yeah, your picture's already been taken because there's camera there everywhere. Yeah, and you're giving them misinformation. It's like, okay, no problem at all. We'll tell the odd, and that's a big odd. Once the winner comes out, thinking, hold on a second, how this guy know this information? So when you come in with your paper regarding, say, I need to collect my money, say, hold on a second, we need to start tracing this guy here. And one by one, you'll be very surprised. One by one, to end up coming up to the person who give the information, and that person, if that person is involved with the club, they're sacked. Simple as that.
And he's got over 200 cases as well, so he was doing a madness. I don't know what they're gonna do to him. He's gonna get a lengthy ban.
Was he bored or something?
He must have been bored. More money than sense, man. I don't know what he was doing. I think he must have been trying to help his friends or something. Because if I was him, I'd say I got addiction. He's just gonna have to do the victim thing.
Addiction.
Yeah, he's gonna have to say that because you can't you're gonna get longer than anyone got for racism. Like you probably, I don't know if you'll play again this season. It all depends how good his lawyer guy is.
You know what? I was listening to the TalkSport. Yeah, I think it started to make sense why Gareth didn't want to take him to thingy.
Yeah, Gareth knew, man. He always knows. Just like
Gareth
with that
was
United
in a way. Everybody's thinking, boy, if I take this brother, it'll turn sour for me.
Yeah, it's a madness for me. Yeah, he knew something. 100%. Gareth knew something.
Wow, that's it's pity because you're like, he's a good footballer, but for him to get himself in that position, to the point now you can't even trust him now.
That's the thing. You can't trade. He probably cost himself maybe a big move at this moment.
A big move, yeah.
Summer. Maybe his club a big transfer fee as well. Really,
you'd be like every information that come out of Brentford, you're like, oh, who's the usual suspect?
It's peak as well. Yeah. It might even be someone else, but they know you're not.
But we know my man's already been on fire. So I have to say to you, like, Bob, are you the one going around telling people what's what?
This is it. It's get bad for him, man. It's so peak. And like you said, he has to come out and probably say why he was doing that. Because for someone that's earning the money you're earning in the Premier League, being a striker as well, with bonuses you've probably got, it just don't make no sense, bro.
Well, for somebody who had a very tough early stage of his career, to get to the level he is now, and for him to put as many bets he wants to put on, it just doesn't make any sense.
Doing too much, man. He's doing too much. Like you said, it don't make sense because like you said, he got released from Newcastle or something like that. Went Peterborough, done his thing. You finally playing Premier League football. Why would you trick yourself out of that position? What do you make of this question, bro? DG, what's your opinion on Xhaka? I think he's been tired recently. I wouldn't mind seeing Zinchenko at centre mid. What do you make of that? Because I was going to ask you that because obviously Partey is fit to some capacity. Jorginho's in form. I do think Xhaka's form has been woeful, but is he a player we can really drop? Where are you at with the midfield pivot?
Well, with Thomas Partey, Thomas he will give you 5 games and 3 games is injured. So you can't really wait on Thomas Partey every single time. Because Thomas doesn't give you that consistency of 6-7 games at a bounce.
This is the thing.
Thomas can cut his nail today, bro. So he can't play tomorrow, bro. You know what I'm saying? So you're like, that's what Granit's doing more than he's supposed to be doing. I said, you and I see this is probably the best I've seen Granit Xhaka play for Arsenal since he's been at Arsenal.
100%, consistently good as well.
Consistency that it's been at it. He's probably one of the players who's actually Arsenal best player of the season. One of the best players of the season.
He is 100%.
So, as a midfield player, I would hope that my midfield player either have the same work ethic as me, so to keep me going. But with Partey breaking in now and again, hence why he's doing more than he's supposed to be doing. So I can see why he's tired. But then they can't afford to take him out off the team because they don't have anybody to replace him.
This is
to play in that position and to have that same influence as he has on the pitch. You know what I'm saying? So you can't. They also don't have the squad to replace a player like Granit Xhaka because you don't have anybody to do the same job as him.
Do you think Odegaard could play in that 8?
Then who play in Odegaard position?
If Smith Rowe's fit, I don't know. I'm just Fabio Vieira, Smith Rowe. I'm just playing devil's advocate.
I don't think I'll play Smith Rowe, to be honest with you.
Why?
I wouldn't. Again, he's another. Listen, I love those boys, man. They come through Holland. You know what I'm saying? Those are my boys, but I don't think they've got at this stage of the season. I don't think they have the mentality to get through it. Because you can see,
for those who don't understand.
So you can see people like Odegaard. This is a big baller, bruv. Odegaard is a big baller, and I mean, don't tell me this guy's a big baller. Internationally, done that, won his share. Listen, this man coming from Madrid, you know. Do you know what I'm saying? So there's a level to that.
Right.
There's you have to respect that. When you see Smith, I know what I'm getting at him. But do I actually see him in the big game having that big influence? Can you actually say to yourself, you know what? In the next 6 games for Arsenal, if I bring in Emil Smith coming in, he will do this. I'm not sure.
Not currently, because he's not. He's anything but fit. He played for our under 21s Monday or Tuesday, one of them days. They're probably not really and truly. The only one you could kind of see, they can play a part. You know, you want him, Partey, and then all these guys fit, but the only one's probably Jesus. The only man that is injured right now that you kind of dying to be back fit.
Oh yeah,
is probably Jesus. Really.
Jesus, yeah. But I said, listen, don't be surprised me, yeah. I'm hope I'm wrong here. If next year somebody put a bid on Emil Smith, Arsenal take it.
I'll be upset, man, because he's just signed a new contract. Our number 10, like you said, he's a Hayland lad. Last season he was doing his thing. I'll be heartbroken, man. I thought my feelings left when Thierry Henry left his football club, but I'll be heartbroken, man.
I just think he's not gonna. Emil don't. He's not giving you 10 goals a season, is it?
To be fair, I think he did last year. You know, to be fair, I think he did. He must have last year. Let me check that.
Then, here we go. Who's if Arsenal sell today? Who has a more impact in this Arsenal team? Yeah, if they sell him today, you're thinking, boy, I don't think they'll need to sell him. Would you prefer to sell Emil Smith when he's fit and you know that he's not going to get into the team, or sell Martin Odegaard? Which one is it?
That's not fair, man. You know the answer. I'm going to prefer to sell.
They all not play in the same position. Do they not all play in the same position?
Yeah, no, you're right on that. You're right on that, man.
There you go, then. So if you can get somebody if you can get money out of Emil Smith,
10 goals in the league last year, 11 in all comps, 2 assists in 33.
That's not bad. But I'm saying if you can get money out of him, yeah, and then you say, you know what, we can get somebody in France, hungrier, quicker, stronger, faster, more. You know, he's happy to come in. Know that he might not get many games, but we can get him for about 7-8 million. I think you'd be very silly not to take that.
They might be able to do that because he was wanted. To be fair to you, Smith Rowe was wanted by Aston Villa, and that they might sit there and say that, man. But he still played 60 times in the Prem, though, 88 times for Arsenal Football Club, man. Just give him a chance, man. Give him a chance.
No, listen, I see the idea of keeping him coming through the academy, which is great. But, bruv, if somebody calling Edu say, bruv, we'll give you 25 for him, I don't think it's.
We'd have to ask a serious question. You're not wrong on that. You'd have to ask a serious
You have to
question.
ask question because in the end of the day, everybody has a price in football.
This
Everyone
is
has
it.
a price.
Unfortunately, yeah, it does. You're
Everyone
right.
has a price. You might not like it, but boy, if they told you were 6 and then you know what, we give you 9. Wow, give me the 9. Let's go. Say.
You're right. You know what? You're right on that, man. What do you make of Zinchenko playing in midfield? I know he's exclusively playing left back, but there are some rumors. Can we play Zinchenko back in midfield? Can you bring Toney in? I'm not sure,
No,
man.
I mean with Zinchenko, right? I mean, if you watch how Arsenal play, right? Once the balls go forward, Zinchenko automatically comes in and makes himself an extra midfield
Centre
player.
mid thing.
So it's almost like he knows how to play the position, okay? Because he's good on the ball. But then, can you see Zinchenko play off the ball? Because
That's a good way. That's a good way of putting it.
Because yes, everybody looks good on the ball when you have time and space and everybody. But when you don't have space, when you don't have time, can you really compete in terms of intensity of the Premier League?
This is it.
You know what I'm saying?
I
So
know, when you put it like that off the ball, he does go to sleep a lot.
yeah,
Can get away with that fullback, not necessarily in the middle of the park.
and is he a defensive midfield player or is he an attacking midfield player?
This is the thing. I would probably say attacking midfield, but if he was to play midfield, he'd probably play not a traditional 6, but he'll probably just receive the ball if the centre half try to play football. But then I guess it's his discipline, because at fullback he's got that license to roam forward. You can't really do that in midfield if that's not your job specifically.
But as I said, it's interesting to see if Arteta ever put him in that position to play.
That's the thing. I could see it in cup games. You could run it in some cup, maybe not in this season, but you could run it in some cup games. Whether you're talking Premier League, high intensity, and that.
Well,
Probably not. There's a reason he's a left back now, isn't it? Really.
I have a question for you. Yeah.
Go on.
Because they put all the egg in one basket. Yeah. So far, you only got 2 egg left, bruv. Yeah. 2 egg left, bruv. What happened if both the 2 egg fell off, bruv?
You better go to the shop and buy some more, buy a next meal, or get something else out your fridge, boy. It's a peak, innit?
Right, and I'm saying, because
you're gonna go hungry, innit?
In the older basket, yeah. Right now, 3 of them fall off,
Yeah, boy. You better look after the last one, or you ain't tasting eggs again for a minute. It's a madness.
What happened if both of those eggs just doesn't come out, bruv?
It's class. We're in trouble, innit? Like, no omelets are getting cooked, man. We're not cooking nothing. We're in issues still.
Because that is a listen. That's a massive letdown.
Amen. I can't lie. When you put it like that, it's all I can say to you is it's mad. That would be mad.
Bruv, you gotta look at it. There's a possibility, bruv. There is a possibility that the Europa League egg might not come out right, bruv. It might come soaking and say, "Ooh, I don't like the taste of this, bruv."
So still in that, yeah.
Bruv, as my favorite boss to say, it's a tsunami, bruv. It will be a tsunami, bruv. What are you saying this for?
On that topic, where you at with Arsenal in that? You've got the Europa League, you got the Prem. Now, I'm sure when you talk to your brethren and any Arsenal fans, some people say, you know what, focus on the league, focus on Europa. Let's go for both. Where you at with that?
I thought Arsenal had a good chance to do well in a cup game. But for some reason, he blown away everything. Now I'm thinking, if this guy don't get it right, if this guy mess up this year, can you imagine the abuse we get from a United fan?
Yeah. United fans are onto us. They're onto us already. It'll be mad. Like, we don't bring something home.
Can you imagine that? Listen, you had this. I thought, you know what? I ain't checking that egg. And you've got 2 left now. One of the egg, especially the Europa League egg.
Yeah.
That one there. Wow.
That one there seems like I know there's a lot of mad teams in it, but that feels really, in my opinion, it feels fairly achievable, really. If I'm honest with you. The league.
That egg there, it's a wow.
Right there still, if I'm honest.
That egg
playing with it.
You're playing with toys, you got to come correct. And if he felt that, I'm telling you, bruv. I am telling you this. Just can you imagine? Did you see the scene in Manchester after that game on Sunday, bruv?
Yeah. It'll be mad. It'll be mad. They're waiting on us to crumble. They're waiting on us to crumble. So you're Arteta. What do you focus on then? You're Mikel Arteta. Muamba is now Mikel Arteta. You got the Europa League against Sporting Lisbon and so on and so forth. You got the Premier League. Whatever happens, happens. What is your priority?
Both of them. Both of them.
I'm with you on that one still.
Both of them, bro. What's the point having the 23-man squad? What's the point having them?
Facts.
Why we spend all this money buying these players, yeah? That we're involved in all the competition, all of a sudden, say, you know what? I'm just gonna focus on one. That doesn't make any sense.
But then how do you like, obviously, like you said, squad rotation is key. We got a 20-odd man squad, but now we're in the last 16 against Sporting. Like, I think we play Sporting away, then you got Fulham away, then you got Sporting at home. Do you rotate players? What do you name the strongest?
You just said it's just Sporting. Then who's the next game away?
Fulham away. It's peak,
bro.
It's mad. You need the whole squad. It's a madness.
If Mitrovic woke up that day, yeah, in the right side of the bed, he's on, bruv. If he said, "I'm on it," yeah, bruv, you like it
the
or
last
not?
game against Fulham was emotional as well. Like, I don't want to play them. No one wants to play.
But that man comes in, he comes with problem, bruv. You know that advert said, "I want problem. I don't want no peace."
Yeah. It's fully him. He's a
That's
physical
him,
man
bruv.
still. Like he
doesn't want no peace, blood. He said, "I want problem."
And Willian might turn up against us as well, being a former Chelsea man.
And the way you man cast him out, yeah. Oi. There's a revenge.
I can't blame him if he says "suck your mum" and scores a banger, because I got onto. I fully hated Willian at Arsenal Football Club. I can't lie.
I'm saying he'll look at it as a revenge. Saka.
Yeah, 100% revenge, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
And you got Mitrovic. You've got the brother from Man United. What's the winger?
Forgot his name. You got my man. His name's escaped me, man. I know you're talking about though. You got that Toney, man. His name. Yeah. Help me out in the chat, people.
So
I remember Toney's name.
You look at it thinking, and also their manager is a very good Marcos Silva. He's a very good tactician. You got to give him credit. Very good tactician. He knows he knows his way around the league because he's been around the block anyway. Been
at bare teams. He's done his thing.
He had his moment at Hull City. That didn't work out. Took Everton, didn't work out. Took his time out, come back in. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Bang. Go Fulham promoted. There you go. He's here now. They come back in. They look stronger, better.
Got Leno as well now.
You got Leno in goals. So, yeah, Pereira. That's the brother there, you know. That man's got a whip and a half in him.
Yeah, he's beaky, man. He's on it. He's on it.
You know what I'm saying? So, a Fulham game, it's a game where you're thinking, yeah.
You can't really rotate for that game there, if I'm honest, because they can finish in Europe. Like, seriously, like they can finish in Europe. I think you got to go strong. And obviously, you know, I wanted to ask you as well. You see, when Mikel Arteta talks about, like, he kept saying stuff like 72 hours recovery. When you got multiple days in a week, you playing on, I don't know, the Saturday, or you're playing on a Monday, you took 3 games in 10 days. How much is that actually a thing?
So, put it that way. When did the Arsenal play? Saturday, right?
Saturday, yeah. Now playing today, Wednesday.
Today is Wednesday.
And then Saturday again.
Okay.
Saturday, Tuesday. Saturday, Wednesday. Sorry, Saturday again.
Saturday, off on a Sunday. Back in on Monday. Yeah, literally light training session. Yeah, talk about light training session. Tuesday, you work on set pieces, and the training session will be less than an hour maximum. Yeah, and then today they will meet up. They'll meet up at the Emirate around about 2 o'clock, probably right now, or 12 o'clock. No, they probably meet at Emirate about 12 o'clock. Head to the hotel, which is down London way. You know where is it again? The hotel near the O2. There's a hotel near the O2.
Oh, the nice thing.
Yeah. We usually stay there. Go there from 12 o'clock. Stay there. Leave that place about 5 o'clock. And then come to the stadium and play the game. That's it.
Get ready.
There's no everything will be discussed there in terms of set pieces. Set pieces probably will be discussed in the change room. But in terms of team talk and what he expected to talk to them, he will talk to them when they do pre-match meal. And that's it.
That's it.
And then come back in. If they play today, off tomorrow. If they're off tomorrow, they probably say the people that played will come in when they want to do training. The people that didn't play will come in again and they will train properly. And then on Friday, everybody train. And on Saturday, if they play, then all start again on Saturday again. Like that.
Oh, yeah, man, the turnaround's mad. So it does take a lot out of you physically, to be honest, really.
Yeah. There's more like straight after training, ice bath, straight after the game, ice bath, straight after the game, you have to have a proper meal. And no. You have to have a proper meal. And then from there, you can leave the stadium.
It sounds silly, but how serious do you have to take that? Like, you know, the meals, the ice baths, the things that you might not necessarily at a time be childish and not see a need. Like, how much do you have to take that seriously as a footballer if you want to do your thing?
Like the thing with ice bath, it just flushes out all the stuff out your system. It just helps you move a bit quicker, you know. In terms of meal, you should eat literally within 30 to 40 minutes straight after you finish playing football.
Why is that?
Straight away. Because you've lost so much energy out of it. You're out there running around and recovery, all of that. So your meal should be very nice protein and a little bit of carbs, and then get back in again. Because you need it. You need it. You know, because you've been up there at it. Like today, I have a friend who works at City. Literally after the game, you're not leaving till you have a proper meal.
As it should be, because you're an investment to the club,
no,
really.
It's mandatory. You sit down, you have a proper meal, and then you can leave the stadium.
Bloody hell.
Yeah.
Bloody hell. What about pre-match then? Like, obviously it sounds dumb, but like, I assume you got to eat breakfast, you got to do all of that stuff.
Yeah, no, I mean, pretty much everybody's different. You know, people do pasta with bolognese. People do plain chicken. You know, everybody different. You know, the foreigner boys they like it light, not too fancy. You know, and people just have toast and jam. That's it.
How much does it make a difference? Like, I don't know what it is, but it's like lately in football, I've been seeing it's not Lucozade, but it's these little sachet things that they're backing now.
Oh, that's a gel.
Yeah, the gel thing. Is that certain? Does that actually work? What's that?
Everybody's different. I never really. I just drank my water and I gone about my business path. I ain't really into mixing up business, whatever. You know. So I don't know. Everybody's different. Listen, the sports science has become so much in the game. So much in the game, right? It's impossible to keep up with it. You got that prime juice as well. Like, bruv.
Yeah, that marketing's crazy from them, man. Like, that is crazy. You can't go nowhere without seeing that or hearing about that.
Prime juice tastes like God no. Wow. Oh my God. Oh,
I've never even tried it. I don't even know what it tastes like. It looks nice from the packaging.
Yeah, packaging look very nice, but I'm trying not to taste it, bruv. You're wasting your time.
What you saying? This shit.
Huh?
Is it tired? Is it rubbish?
Wow. Let me stick my Lucozade in there because I know I'm getting the Lucozade in it. Yeah. Listen, KSI did really well, you know. KSI, good marketing, getting their Arsenal.
This box at the Emirates is amazing. I've seen it. It's amazing as well. Like, he's fully doing it correct.
Well. He's done very, very well.
He's chopping bands, bro. Bands. Who would you say is the favourites for Europa then? You've got Arsenal, you got Juventus, you got Man United. There's probably a bag of teams I'm missing out on to answer this question.
I think everybody after the Barcelona game, you got to give respect. You got to give Man United some props. You think, boy, they're the real deal.
Dangerous, man.
They're the real
dangerous
deal.
Team on the counter attack as well. Absolutely,
they're the real deal. Like, you don't even. There's no like. I'm not sure, but no, Man United a real business, proper team. How that guy got them play the way they play, yeah.
Ten Hag's 30, man. I can't lie to you.
Like, remember, this is 8 months in the office, you know.
When we beat them at the Emirates, they looked better than when we lost to them at Old Trafford.
Old Trafford, yeah, I agree.
He's doing his thing. It's scary, man. Especially if they get a new owner and they can spend money correctly. I don't want to say it, but Man United could be back very simply.
You know what? Even that made me certify. I say, I look at him and think, you know what, this brother, he's just not just watching the game, but he's watching with proper intention. Yeah, the game on Sunday, yeah, first half.
The right back, innit?
Bruv.
I knew where he's going with this. Yeah.
He Dallo against what's that brother from Newcastle? Chopping brother, who's always a skip. Saint Maximus.
Yeah.
One time, Maximus did a trick on him. I'm thinking, nah.
What, when he was in the box near the byline,
yes.
Innit? Yeah.
I'm like,
he twisted him.
You're like, nah. They're not GCSE teaching you that, bruv. This is proper from there ain't no one teaching you how to do that. You have to.
That's just how we used to play in the cage.
Just how, yeah. He had that brother on toast.
Literally, he embarrassed him in the final.
To the point you're like, second half, all I see, Wan-Bissaka come in as a boy for his
He
mom.
looks 10 times better under Ten Hag Wan-Bissaka. He looked very rubbish a few months ago. Now he looks half
You
decent.
know what even impressive Wan-Bissaka? When Wan-Bissaka is doing tricky, thinking, nah, brother.
Yeah. It's mad. It's mad how a manager can get everyone playing. It's like Emerson Royal against Chelsea. I'm seeing him do step over, thinking, boy,
I see Wan-Bissaka doing a
confidence is
craft
crazy.
team. I'm thinking, brother, is that your twin brother or something? Or why? I'm not sure.
Finally
man.
looking like you're worth 50 mil or something close to it, man.
I didn't know that brother had that in his locker. Like
Trust
that.
me. Trust me.
I'm thinking, wow,
couldn't
yes,
believe it.
Aaron. You know what I'm saying? South London's coming true now. You know what I'm saying?
Finally, man. Odds
Wow.
are going to do it for them.
He comes in here, and if you record the game yet, first touch, Aaron Maximin had the ball in the halfway line. Yeah, he kept coming back. Guess who scooped the game? Guess who took the ball off him?
Who?
Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then to
yeah.
counter
He did the
attack.
thing.
You're thinking, you know what? Eric know what they is, man. He
Ten Hag knows what he's doing, man, and that's unfortunately, you know, Ralph Rangnick didn't. He knows what he's doing. That's what kind of scares me, man. How many points do you think we get this month, bro? Because we got Bournemouth, we got Leicester, we got Fulham, and we got Everton away. I want 9 to 12 points. I think anything less than going undefeated is kind of unacceptable if we're focusing on this league thing.
Fulham,
Obviously, you got the Sporting
Fulham
games
one
in Europe as well.
Fulham one's a tricky one, you know. Fulham away,
Very tricky.
very tricky, because very tight stadium. Everybody's on top of each other, so you don't really know what to expect with Fulham. A fit, strong Fulham squad will give you a serious problem. I'll take a point out of that game any day of the week.
See,
I'll
I'm with
take a
you with
point.
that. But
I'll take a point out of that game, knowing fully well that I don't think City need to go back and play there. No, City have to play there as well.
I think they've got to go to them. Yeah, I remember the United and Chelsea games. They found it tough away from home at Fulham, man.
United
Wait.
just scraped a point. No, just scraped it at the
It's
end.
going to be a difficult one, man. That's why I like our form this season, especially on the road, because you look at Brentford, Wolves, not Leeds. We've gone to some tough places and won. Fair enough, Southampton and United. We don't travel well there. We lost, but generally we've been all right. And we've kind of got a lot of these games out the way. That's why I feel if we don't do it this year, then I can't see when we can, because it just seems like everything is falling into place and very favourable for this football club right now. And we're taking advantage of it.
If Arsenal don't win the league this year, bruv,
it's peak.
Next year it is problem, bruv.
It's peak because everyone's going to strengthen. It's peak.
Because I can only see Man United getting better. I can't see Liverpool getting worse than what it is now.
They're going to have to splash some cash, man. Like Klopp has said he's staying. They're going to have to spend some bands, or there's no point staying, Klopp. You might as well run back to Germany.
And what's it called? And Newcastle, they've got cash.
Exactly. Chelsea have to get it right at some point.
Chelsea have to get it right. So it's a must. And also Arsenal will be involved in the Champions League as well, which is good.
That's it. That's why I think we need higher caliber players. That's why, like, when on my earlier stream, I said at some point we're gonna have to be harsh to be kind to ourselves. Like some players that are arguably playing week in, week out, like not to say Granit Xhaka, but maybe we need to upgrade on that role, because you could be part of the squad, but you might not be the guy that takes us to where we need to go. And maybe even Gabriel as a centre half and so on and so forth.
So does that mean you agree with me then?
Well, in general, yeah. You're a lot more harsher than me. I'm a bit more like Arsene Wenger, but yeah, man.
In regard to Smith Rowe.
Nah, we right to the end for Smith Rowe. Yeah, hey, Len, man, you're my brother.
I'm just saying, yeah. If Arsenal get to the level, that Champions League level, but I'm cashing in.
Smith Rowe's rolling, man. You can be on the bench. You're rolling. If you're rolling, you're rolling. You was here, man.
You're
gave me hope. You're my number 10. Like, full bias. Smith Rowe's my killie, man.
Pepe's twin brother space, bro. You got to move out and move on.
No, man. Pepe's never did nothing for this football club apart from just breakdancing, man. Smith Rowe did it, man. When we had nothing to be happy about, and I was at the Emirates Vex, I saw you and Bukayo Saka, the babyface killers. I can't snake you, lot. You lot are here to the end, man. Like, you're here.
Pepe's
and we get better players,
Pepe's one of those kids that school. They never do the homework, but they're
never
not interested. But they're just
man.
there.
He's never got a tie and all sorts. Pepe, but he's man. I like the thing. Why do you think it went wrong for Pepe? Because he's a good player.
I don't think Pepe realized how big this football club was.
He just come on a man them thing.
It's Pepe. I know. You know who else realized? I think it didn't realize how big this football club was. Yeah, who's the Spanish manager?
Emery.
He's gone to Aston Villa. I don't think Unai realized how big of a challenge to become an Arsenal manager was.
Why would you say that?
I just feel like, okay, I'm an Arsenal, but then Arsenal come with a prestige. Arsenal expect you to win. Yes, you came from Paris Saint-Germain, but I don't think the pressure of winning because Paris, you've got everybody there. Everything goes on your favors. Everything works for you.
You got the
When you come
bands,
to Arsenal,
the bands and the bands.
it's different. And I think it's like, ooh, it hurt him hard.
I'd
It
agree.
hurt him hard.
I'd agree, because even Arteta said that when he first walked in. He's like, I remember his early comments. He's like, I knew this was a big job. I knew it was tough, but through seeing certain things, and he didn't allude to it, he's like, I knew it was really tough. And naturally, that's gonna happen, innit, Carl? When you're probably looking from the outside, you can see it's mad. But then when you're looking at the ground and you look at everything Arteta's done, from the training ground, as we spoke about last time, from the training ground to the fans, more than anything, it has to be a mentality shift. Like you said, it's like it's completely new, different people and all these sort of things. So I agree with that. I think anyone who stepped in post Wenger, he was always going to be destined to fail, really and truly. And that's why I think Arteta kind of turfed it, because everyone were going to say, if you say run to the left, everyone's going to be like, well, Wenger was saying to the right. Like, you kind of have to avoid stepping into a great man's shoes if you're honest.
It's like just similar thing with say Alex. And I think anybody who come in the Man City after Pep, that's a PhD type of exam question you got to deal with that there, because it's just because we expect you to play similar football as Pep. We expect you to attract the type of player that Pep could attract. It's different.
And your point, you're kind of doomed to fail before you've even started. But knowing City, they probably got the next guy. Who knows? They might try and circle back for a certain next coach there. That's at our club right now. I don't know what they're on, really. It's crazy. It's absolutely mad. What would you say in relation to? I want to ask you about Benjamin White, because obviously we've got a stable back four: Zinchenko / Toney. Ramsdale's there. You got Saliba and Gabriel. Benjamin White's doing well at right backs. Played there previously. Do you ever think he moves back to centre half?
I don't think so.
So you think that's his thing now?
That's it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Fair.
Got two guys who are solid in that position, and even when they were not fit, he'll still put Ben on the right hand side anyway. And
it kind of fits them both in, and Benjamin helps us go forward. I think Ben's kind of better when he's not playing. I think he can play centre half and can be there in the future, but I think right back's him. I don't think he's got that kind of level of focus required as a centre back. I think he likes to get involved in the football in that, and I'm happy with Ben White there. Really, would you make of Saka's apparent new deal and Martinelli obviously signing one?
Listen, you got to look at it in two different ways. Commercially, those guys are massive for Arsenal. Martinelli commercially is big for Arsenal. Saka for Arsenal, big. He came for the academy. Poster boy. He will sell shirt, and play for the England national team. He's a go-to person for Gareth as well. So it makes sense to reward them with a bigger contract. Because you know that they will get it.
Apparently,
you know what I'm saying. At the back end of it, they will get it through sales and all the merchandise that come with it. So to me, I think it's a great business. It's great for Arsenal that they keep these guys in book, because they will inspire next generation as well. That's
the thing. What do you make of Saliba's? Apparently, Saliba could sign a new deal. Apparently, he wants to stay and stuff. Do you think that's a good move for us? Or
I think he's done extremely well. He's done extremely well, and I think he'll be very naive of Arsenal trying to cash in on him, unless he himself wants to leave Arsenal. So the news is coming out that he's happy at Arsenal. So give him what he deserves and keep him checking. Give him deserve, and make sure that contract has a huge sellout clause. That if you're coming in, you got to pay whatever big boy money. Simple as that.
What do you make of? There's rumors, it's not confirmed, but Granit Xhaka signing a new deal, and then they signed a new deal. There's rumors of Xhaka being given a 2 to 3 year deal, and it's the next priority after Saliba, Saka, and all of these guys. Do you think that's something we should do? Because I see the pros and cons to it personally.
I mean, with Granit Xhaka, he's done a 360 in it.
Complete turnaround. I was at the game where he had the whole fan thing. It was
the whole fan thing, everything.
It was a pantomime, though.
But now, Granit Xhaka is probably one of the first name in the team sheet that is going to have
the most important players at the club.
Most important player, so. You reward him with a new contract, probably a year or 2 years maximum, because he's not getting any younger.
The people are present,
Vieira behind him as well. So you got to look at the possibility. Okay, we'll give him probably one with the option of a second one, but let's see how we get on first.
What do you make of Thomas Partey? Because I know we've kind of spoken about him. But do you think it's a time where, not that we need to sell him, but we need to kind of stop relying on him? By all means, be part of the squad, but get someone that can do his job to a higher standard, or like kind of like Eddie was doing to a degree with Jesus. It's a thing where we don't kind of miss him because 29 years of age, consistently injured, contracted until 2025. Is this someone you can quote unquote rely upon, even though this season he's more or less been fit? But if we're in the Champions League and stuff, the expectations and the standards and the margins for error, it only gets worse and more magnified. Really,
I mean, with him, you see where it is next season. And next season, you can decide. You know what? We need to go. You know, I need to get rid of you. So I can see the idea behind it. But if there's a possibility to get somebody in, you get it. You get somebody in just to make sure that you're keeping somebody on your toes all the time.
That makes sense, man. To wrap up this live stream, obviously I asked people for questions and we might as well go through them. They're all for you. He said, you know, Goon Jack, sorry, apologies. He said, great podcast, guys. Fabrice, I got a question for you. Is Smith Rowe becoming like Jack Wilshere? Unfortunate injuries repeatedly.
I mean, with Jack was playing so many games at a very young age, you know, and with Smith slowly is getting in and out. So I think they've learned the lesson with Jack. So I don't think they will make that mistake again with Smith Rowe.
Do you think that could be something that affects Saka? Because I don't necessarily believe it, but there was a stat that I think he's been available for the last 65 league games. And when you look at Cess, when you look at Rooney, all these guys that were kind of playing at 16 years of age, towards the tail end of their careers, it kind of flattened out. Is that a fear for you with Saka, or is it just not the same?
No, I think Saka's one of those kids where once the season's finished, it's shut him off everything. Shut off everything. Big man, I got to wrap up, man. I need to go get the kids from school, my guy.
No worries, man. No worries. Go do your thing, man. Go do your thing. People, we're going to leave them questions until next week. Go do your thing,
next week, man. Make sure you come and subscribe to the channel too, man. Give us a like.
Let them know where they can find you just before you bust out.
You've got my link to my YouTube channel. So,
hey, man, you're going to be a YouTuber. You got to get used to promoting, bro.
Oh, God, yeah. Guys, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, man. There you go. Right there. Right there. Go give me the like, all right?
Let him get out of it. Hey, Fabrice, it's been amazing. I'll chat to you next week and we'll get it sorted, man.
I appreciate that, my man.
No worries, man. No worries. Safe.
Bye.
Safe. So yeah, people, obviously subscribe to Fabrice. He's got to do the school run, you know, duty calls. As much as he's fantastic as talking about football, he's got to go and do this thing. So in terms of some of the questions I've asked, you know, Dan, J Billions, stylish businessman settings, Ahmed, Ryan, J Billions again, Clement, Ryan, if I haven't said that, we're going to have to leave you lots of questions for next week, man. But again, head to the YouTube community tab, hit up them questions, people. The community tab where I've asked you for your questions. And then obviously it just means there's more to post. The man's got to go and do the school run. He's got to do the school run. In relation to other content from myself, as you know, it's Arsenal versus Everton later today, people. That kicks off at 7:45. So I'll be live at 6:45, people. Again, you know what? It's not quite, you know, Fabrice Muamba, but I like to think I'm all right, people. If you want me to leave, I'll leave. But yeah, a couple questions. Let's do our thing. Make sure you're subscribing, smashing the like button and all those things on Fabrice's YouTube channel and also my own, people, because every one of these things boosts the engagement level and that. Well, see, lots saying, man. All right, come on, man. Hey, I'm gonna chat to you. FM. It's tight, bro. It's tight. I'm not gonna lie to you. We could do FM quickly. I do need to do some couple live admin. We kick off at 6. It might be a bit tight. We might have an hour, man. It's always a lovely stream. It's a lovely stream. You know, one love to Fabrice, but it's amazing, and myself, but it's amazing because of you lot. If you lot are not here on YouTube and Twitch and supporting these dead people, like, so DG Nation, man. And I see some of you are obviously Arsenal fans. Some of you are United, Spurs, Chelsea, whatever. We're all fans of the game first. Saka is mentally stronger than Smith Rowe. He's more dynamic personality and a strong character. See, I believe that as well, and I agree. But then I also think, and like I said, I agree with that comment. Like, that is my fault. But we don't know them from nowhere to know that. You know, how do we know Saka's not an insecure youth and Smith Rowe isn't? What I would say is, I think it's a lifestyle thing because Saka's eating that strongman food. Smith Rowe, I don't know, really and truly, man. Smith Rowe does look like a bit of a softer character. My only fear for Smith Rowe is when you keep getting you end up like Loftus-Cheek. When you keep getting these big injuries and then on your way back, you're missing a 2 week or 1 week or this or that. It does take a lot out of you. I'm retaining faith in Smith Rowe. You lot can see me fighting these case people, but I ain't cashing in on no Smith Rowe. I think people forget about it. You know, football, no one cares about the past, but this was a man that was pulling this club you know, with Saka last season, you know, 10 goals or so in the league, you know, you saw the great goal he scored at Old Trafford, shameless settings, you know, super sub. I'm not giving up on him. He's not odds on a day, blood. I don't know why I'm throwing out strays there. There's no need. He didn't deserve that, man. Great insight from Muamba, man. You know, again, probably I'm going to aspire to kind of make this a regular Tuesday. Well, this is Wednesday with it being the game. But like, you know, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we're going to try and run it around them times there, really and truly, man. Smith Rowe's presence in the Amazon series showed that he lacks belief at this point. The injuries only add to it. I love me some Smith Rowe. Why? I hope he comes around and gets a long run in the team. Amen. Just needs time. He needs to eat, bro. Him, Fabio Vieira, Saka, and Eddie and Nketiah. You lot just Monday, Eddie does it. Tuesday, forget all these footballers' food, all these carbohydrates and protein. Go to the mum's house. You know, again, Eddie, you're from Lewisham. You got therefore some nice African food there, some nice Caribbean food. Go and eat something, man. All Smith Rowe needs to do is eat properly, man. And Fabio, just eat properly and it'll be lit. Make that regular. That show was wavy. Who do you think Arteta can bring in for Saka? He's played a lot of games this season, so it's a bit of a worry. Honestly, Martins, I don't know, you know, but if you're looking for a right winger that's going to be like that, you either sign someone better than Saka or levels with Saka and then man fight it out, or you sign someone. I am not one of these guys who, and we've done it before. I remember when certain man didn't even say Saka was a right winger. You can go on my YouTube channel. Certain man were telling me he's a left back, he's a left winger. I'm like, yeah, he can do a job there. But I've seen my man play in the Czechoslovakia Trophy as a 16-year-old, badding up grown men, right wing. He will do that. I remember people saying Martinelli can't play off the right. He played well against Man United last year there. You can have your stronger side, but if you can play on the right, you can play on the left. If you can play on the left, you can play on the right. But finding someone that's primarily right-hand centric is going to be difficult, especially as they accept, you know, that you're going to be second choice to Saka. Obviously, Saka would have to keep doing his thing, really and truly. You know, in an ideal world, it would have been Pepe in it. You could have been calm for the squad. You've obviously got a lovely technical level. I don't quite agree that Saka is at 8 long-term, but if you remember a few years ago during COVID, Arteta was playing him there. Yes, that is crucial. Smith Rowe even acknowledged he wasn't on it and it didn't help. That's the thing. That's why I asked Fabrice earlier. I was like, how much is that serious? Because I know in my little Sunday league experience, you know, I hated pre-season, but you need to be able to do that. And being a fullback, you have to be one of the fittest in the team. I used to cheat them things, and then you stop in it. Like I was a guy that I'm not really. I used to switch off when the managers talk about stuff. Like if you're showing us where the ball's in action, cool. But I would switch off quite a lot. That doesn't entertain me. You know, I always wanted. That's why when I've coached, I've always tried to get footballs involved while I'm talking. And I didn't like running. It sounds dumb. You can't play football, but I don't like running. I'd rather the ball do it. And eating as well, even with gym, like eating, like you've got to do these boring things, even things to sleep, you know. It's a well-known fact. If you go gym and all of these things, more time is what you put into your body, but it's also the amount of sleep you get where your body is recovering and stuff. You know, the body's a madness, really and truly. Love the content, my bro. Proud of the growth. Come on, man. Without you lot, it's dead. Cabby, you're always here as well. It'd be dead if you lot weren't here. 8 is a stretch. Passing range ain't there. I can see it from an angle of Saka driving, but yeah, it's not really that. You know, you got Mickey. Oh, give it to me. Boom. Like, I don't think Saka's on that, really. You build mentality from experience and games. So, of course, Smith Rowe ain't got the same mentality as Saka and them, man. But I wouldn't sell him unless we're talking 56. But Smith Rowe, if you leave, we're right in it. You're not allowed. You're not allowed. You're not allowed. Smith Rowe, you can never leave this football club. Never, ever, 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 ever. Not until, obviously, you turn rubby and that, but you're not leaving. You're not leaving. Smith Rowe, Bukayo, you lot are playing for the rest of your life, bro. You've got to be here the rest of your life, man. I don't want to see no snaking, no nonsense, if I'm completely honest with you. We're here till the wheels fall off, really. Bias included. We've all got them. You know, Odegaard can do no wrong to me. Look, Saka can do no wrong. Odegaard can do no wrong. Gabriel and Saliba can do no wrong to a degree. Toney can do no wrong. Like, I can't lie, I'm probably binging, but I'm starting to allow Eddie a lot. Again, we're on 120 likes. One love for you lot who've done that so far, people. You lot are mad. He's more dangerous centrally, in my opinion. His output is unreliable. 20 league goals isn't happening. Boy, I don't know. Big up yourself, Alex. Smith Rowe is something else. Hopefully back soon on top. Everything we've forgotten. If it rains, there's going to be sunshine. Last season was sunshine. You're the number 10. You and Saka doing your thing. New contract. Henry and Dennis Bergkamp chatting to you. This season it's rained a bit, but this is a footballer. If you've got a business in any aspect of life, there's going to be positive or negative businesses, cycles of business. Not every month you're going to make mad money, record profit. Sometimes you're going to take a hit. In the good times, be excited, but you never think that, you know, things can't go left. When everything's going bad, never think that the sun ain't gonna shine. I'm saying Smith Rowe's got that wheelchair glass ankle, Gene, praying I'm wrong. Where's his groin, innit? And that's he come out the other day and he said that's something that's been plaguing me since the youth. The fact that he had surgery and he's taking his time back, cool. If you have to have a bit of a woeful 6 months, a year of a season, but it means in the next 3-4 years, of course, you will pick up injuries, but it means that this isn't going to be a thing. I'm for that, because if we go back to Jack Wilshere, I'm no medical man, but do you remember when he first bust his ankle? He's obviously had surgery, but there was one time he bust his ankle and he was the football talk was at the time that he needed to have surgery. He didn't do that, and again, he'd have to tell yourself, but you kind of saw what followed, didn't it? Smith Rowe will come good for sure. He just needs time and faith. We're not staking our guys. He signed a new deal. I want Smith Rowe to start this game. This game's kind of perfect for him. I hear you, my bro, but I think that's a myth. If I'm real with you, that's a myth. You know, he played against, got 45 minutes against Chelsea, so he's getting some venom in the legs. If I'm honest with you, we're at the part of the season now where if you're in form and you're doing your thing, yeah, there'll be a time to rotate, but we need to play. If Smith Rowe plays, you're not going to see a happier man than me. But right now, am I playing you in the 10 over Odegaard? No. Am I playing you am I going to experiment with the 8, you playing in Xhaka's role? No. Am I playing you off the left at this moment as opposed to Trossard or Martinelli at this moment in time? No. That doesn't mean that's set in stone, but it's a myth, bro. I want the 3 points first. I would love everybody to get game time. I would love Smith Rowe to stay fit and play. I'd love Toney to get more game time. I'd love bare things to go on, really. Nelson to get up more opportunities, but we're not here to make friends. We're not here for everyone to get a game. If you want that, you need to sign up for 5-a-side or go join the Sunday League team. We're here to get 3 points first, then all of that stuff. And if I'm honest with you, even though certain players' form has kind of dropped, everybody's playing because they've earned the right to play, really. You know, if your team's kind of shaky and in negative form, then you can say, all right, cool. You come in. Let's see what you bring. Let's see what you do. Let's see what you do. But it's not that right now. Everybody's doing their job. Jorginho's come in. Partey, when fit, does his thing. You know, Granit's had a bit of a slow period, but generally he's been good. Odegaard gone off the boil a tiny bit, doing his thing. Martinelli, since the World Cup's not really quite been at it, but he's the reason we got 3 points really last week. Trossard's bringing something. Gabriel and Saliba, if they were woeful, I'm sure Arteta would say, you know what, Kirill, you can make your debut. But right now, it's not that. I'm sure Arteta would love to play Toney a lot more, but it's not that. I'm sure Tomiyasu wants more minutes and Arteta wants to, but Benjamin White is the thing right now. You have to, Matt Turner, really, you know, I thought you was Bandulu. Now I've seen you in the World Cup and your game against City. I'm a fan of Matt Turner, but Ramsdale's better than you. You know, God forbid, I never want Turner to play in a sense in the Prem, because in a sense that might mean Ramsdale's either lost form or, you know, he's got an injury, but he's given opportunities. I'm sure he would like to play him more, but we're not here to make friends. You know, Arteta's got some difficult decisions in a nice way. We needed a stronger lineup for this game. We can't F up this game. Very important. Look at Rashford. He wasn't banging goals like that at the start. Check his stats. Boy, Saka don't have to be elite level. Just keep doing what you're doing and improve. I'll F with that. Chelsea. You see how Chelsea are rubbish? Why are you talking on our wingers? What happened to Mudryk, who they said is just behind Mbappe, Neymar, Vinicius, and these brothers? I don't know what top blue. You're just having an opinion, but you know, anyone that comes for, you're not even coming for Saka, really, are you? Or Smith Rowe. I just got my Arsenal defending cap on, man. I don't know why, man. I apologize. We're allowed to talk about them and them things there. You keep his name out your mouth, mate. Leave them alone. What's Mudryk saying? But yeah, man. Whether Smith Rowe's going to long-term be a left-sided 8, whether he's going to be a 10, whether he's, you know, going to play off the left, I think he's got stuff to bring to this squad, innit? But with Fabio Vieira signing, with obviously Trossard now indirectly, naturally, this is what's going to happen. What do you mean it's not 30, man? You can't talk about 30. What's Hudson-Odoi doing? 1v1 demon, what? Because he was ripping under 16s in that flat track bully, man. Hudson-Odoi is them youths that way. You see when you're like 12 and my man's looking about 20, got facial hair, smelling of grown man BO, but when everybody catches up, he's not on nothing. He's shit, man. He knows he's shit. His brother's a grown man with cane rolls. Decision-making in that family is terrible. Hey, lie, don't come for me. Hudson-Odoi, if you want to do the DG interview, haven't had some footballers here in a while, you get it. I'll lie to you and say you're the best player ever. You've been linked with Arsenal sign. He's one of them ones, man. Snakey, your dog. You said he's a Leverkusen player, man. But yeah, man. What else have we got? Is there anything else in the world of Arsenal? Let's see if there's anything, people. 126 likes. Big up the Twitch gang. But if you hit the like button, thank you very much, man. For my YouTube members, to my long-term support. Shout out to you lot that don't even have a YouTube account. You just watch the vids as well. Them silent supporters there, man. Every like button, every subscription, every comment during the video and after, it helps the YouTube algorithm kick it into gear, people. So, yeah, man, it is what it is. Well, it is in that regards. But on that note, I'm gonna love and leave you lot. I'm gonna have to cut up some clips from this stream and in general and get them out for you lot. As I said, I'm back again at 6 p.m. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and also subscribe to Fabrice Muamba's channel as well. I'll get him back next week. Obviously, we would have played against Everton at that time. We would have played against Bournemouth. There'll be whatever talking points. Again, head over to the YouTube community tab and hit up the questions as well, man. But yeah, on that note, let me love and leave you lot. You lot stay blessed, stay safe. Don't forget, it's the first day of a new month. Let's all have a great month, a great year. Hope you and your loved ones stay in good health. Appreciative of all the support and appreciate you lot tuned in. If you ain't hit the like button, what are you doing? But on that note, peace.
There's always just that active red flag. Defenders, I think, it's like. There's always just that active red flag. Defenders, I think, it's like.
Tongue